Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for you. I say it every week. I don't take days for granted. I don't take you for granted. I'm going to come and remind us every week that we are healthy, we are wealthy, we are prosperous. Everything our hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things. I am patting myself on the back because I told you all last week I would have the YouTube channel updated at 9:59 a.m. I have it updated. So shout out to my accountability partner. We weren't that accountable on Monday, but hey, it got done before this call. So meal prep Monday. And I was thinking about because last week, we kind of did a touch in, a pulse check on the transformation. And what was laid on my heart is because we know faith is an action, all right? It's a spirit, it's an active spirit. But I thought about without intense, consistent discipline, we lose the momentum. And if we lose the momentum, we hinder the manifestation. All right. So this is the thing. And I'm on words, so I had to define intense. And it's of extreme force, degree, or strength. Okay. Extreme force, degree, or strength. What is consistent? Acting or done in the same way over time, especially so as to be fair or accurate, unchanging in nature, standard, or effect over time. So I began to think about momentum because we're in a season of momentum. We're in the month of transformation. We understand that it is predestined and preordained that we are walking into open doors that'll never close. We understand it is the season of pay de let, that our words, what we speak, have authority and power. We are understanding that in the momentum, there's manifestation. So just like we have in January, we talked last year about the New Year's resolutions, if you're one who does them, but setting goals. And usually about March, this is the time that momentum is lost. So I wanted to come and encourage you on this Meal Prep Monday as we're in this, that in order to keep your momentum going, you have to have intense, consistent discipline. Discipline. I should have defined discipline. I didn't do that. Listen, without discipline, we lose momentum. So if you have discipline, so we've got to give focus, we've got to stay on course, we've got to stay the path, stay the course of our predestined and our preordained footsteps, right? But you've got to be consistent and you've got to be intense with the discipline. It's almost like in this season, you are going to feel like you're dying because your flesh should be dying, all right? You got to remember, we're spirit with a soul wrapped in this flesh. So in order for us to keep momentum going, you get, all right, I didn't want to go there, but I keep hearing this. And I'm sure it's because it's just the season. And I've been thinking about what to do with financial education and all of that. But you think about the beginning of the year. Most people, well, it's tax time till, we got to file by the 15th of April. But this is the time, and this happens every year. Most people are getting refunds. They're getting this money. And then it's kind of like, what are you doing when you're in a transformation season? You want to see the manifestation of wealth, but what are you doing that's disciplined and consistent with your money to make it manifest the things that you want. What do you mean, Nicole? What do you mean? All right. A lot of times we want something, but we're not disciplined to handle what we want. But you got to know that Jehovah God gives us not based on what we ask for, but he gives us based on our capacity of what we can hold and what we're asking for or desiring. What do you mean? If you want your money to grow and you have this opportunity every year to get a refund, why don't you try to be consistent and intense with discipline? Try something different if you received a tax refund last year and it did not manifest where you wanted to be financially. That's the example I've been thinking of all morning. I don't get a refund, so this ain't a happy time for me. It's not like I look for I don't look for that this time like I used to. Back in the day, it was a great time. But now it's not so much. I push the envelope, all right? But I want you to know on this Meal Prep Monday, as we're talking about transformation, we're talking about manifestation, consistency, and intense discipline is what we need to keep the momentum going. All right? Some of y'all just deflated because I'm talking about money, but it's okay. I'm so glad I can't see who's on here. And I'm so glad I can't see if you're saying anything, because that is like the best example. Because this is the thing. You got to understand that life is going to happen. All right? There are spiritual strategies that is going to come from the enemy when you're in a place of momentum. All right? He's strategic, but you're more strategic. Okay? But this is the thing. So when you think about you want wealth, you want to be at a place financially, you want these things, you get this opportunity, you have your refund come, but you don't have the consistent, intense discipline to help manifest that vision that you have of prosperity while you're in a place of momentum. What do you think the strategic plan is going to be? He's going to try to take you back to everything familiar. All right? So he's going to take you back to everything that stopped you or stunted you this time last year. Okay. So how do we stay consistent? I'm just leave that there. No, I'm not. Because this is the thing. You got to understand that while we're in a place of momentum, while we're in a place of open doors that'll never close, there is a prince of the air. And I don't say this I told y'all, he's a defeated foe. All right? He's a defeated foe. We are greater than any trial or tribulation that comes. This is why, oh my gosh, this is why you have to, in this time of consistent and intense, I keep looking up here because I got the words up there, discipline, we've got to learn how to increase our spiritual awareness. I told y'all this, all right? How do we stay consistent and have intense discipline? You got to know the voice that you're listening to, all right? You know this by spiritual awareness, because there's a voice of reason, there's a voice of your conscience, there's a voice of your flesh, there's a voice of the enemy, and then there's a voice of God that speaks to you all the time. You have to know how to hear the voice of God. How do you do that? You got to increase your spiritual awareness. How do you do that? You have to go to your original creator. How do you do that? You have to know that your spirit with soul wrapped in flesh. And in order for you to be led by the voice that's left to lead, God, and direct you, You've got to increase your spiritual awareness. And we talked about that a couple weeks ago. All right. It's up on YouTube now. It's there. Okay. But you have to do this in order to keep disciplined with anything. All right. I tell y'all all the time, I am a sexy size 6 in the spirit, but I am not going to be able to pull that thing down without getting to a place to discipline myself with the things that will change. It's a lifestyle change, all right? It is what I eat. It's what I choose to feed this body that looks one way to me in the spirit and another way naturally, all right? It will take discipline. It will take the consistency of a healthy, first of all, lifestyle of what I choose to feed my body. So then when I feed it the right way, I'll learn how the movements that I'll need and the activity, because what I'm learning is it's not necessarily the gym. We move naturally every day. Maybe I need to pick this heavy body up and just start walking a little more. But what is going to get me to that place of what I'm trying to pull from heaven? Spiritual awareness. I gotta know the instruction that is tailor-made for me in order for me to manifest what it is I'm trying to pull, because I understand that I'm spirit first. I'm a king's kid. I'm kingdom. All right. There is nothing supernatural that I don't have naturally. I don't see the manifestation of it because in some areas I have not been intensely consistent with my discipline of what I know is needed. All right. So, meal prep Monday. Lord, anybody saying anything to me? I'm so glad I cannot see it. Got my phone on do not disturb, all of that. Because I was like, I'm not going to see the text messages, nothing. Because this is the thing. Discipline makes us feel, it doesn't feel good until we're consistent with it long enough where now it becomes a habit that has built our character. And when we're disciplined in the things of kingdom, in the things of God, in the things that are healthy for us, wealthy for within us, prosperous to us, it becomes easy. All right. So then we get to a place where we have the capacity now, because we have the spiritual awareness and we're lining it up with the natural disciplines consistently that goes with it. Our capacity begins to grow. We manifest more, and then we go to the next realm. We go to the next step. We go to the next place. All right. If you want more, you have to be a good steward of whatever it is that you want more of. And this is why I keep saying the first thing we have to do is be a good steward over our own soul. All right? You got to be a good steward over your soul. How do we begin to do that? You've got to have conversation with the one who created you. That is why we got to know who we are, whose we are. Okay? Somebody please mute your phone. Who we are, whose we are. All right? We have to do that. But this is the thing. This is what's amazing. Y'all want the amazing part? Because I hope I didn't deflate y'all. I know when it came to me, I'm not going to lie, my little first out, I was like, oh, first of all, when the word discipline comes, you know, our flesh already just start to, right? Because discipline, we think it's a bad thing, but it is a blessed thing. All right? It is a blessed thing. It is a controlled thing. All right? Because any place that you're not you don't have discipline in, it's controlling you. That's a whole nother. Let me go back to my notes. Go back to my notes. All right. All right. So make sure meal prep Monday. What time is it? Lord, it's only 10:18. I'm ready to stop. I'm about to stop. But here's the thing. It's in all seriousness. Like I've been saying over the past weeks, the season that we're in is just the season that we're in, all right? It's a season of open door that'll never close. It's a season where we have all authority and power in our mouth. What we speak will be so. We have to have the discipline to have the self-control that what we're speaking kingdom and life, not world and death. Okay? Period. So we have to be disciplined. We've got to be willing to embrace it. Okay? Because it is for your benefit. You have any key that you desire in your hand right now. How can I say that? Because we're created in royalty. We're created where we're the head and not the tail. We're created where we're above and not beneath. We're created to prosper and grow. But we're created in all these things in kingdom, in kingship, in our original DNA. We're spirit with soul wrapped in this flesh. An undisciplined natural place will have us jacked up. Okay? So as we're transforming, as we're learning that we do things inward out, not outward in, we're lining up the desires. Okay? We're lining up the desires. We're walking out our purpose because we are purpose. We're doing all the things that we've been talking about up to this month. Oh, Lord, I'm so shady, y'all. Lord, I done got distracted. Y'all see how I just keep on throwing it back because I have literally updated 3 months worth of videos. Look, I'm saying it as a joke, but it's so serious. Listen, we naturally, when we do things, our immediate thing is outward in. Now I haven't been throwing nothing back up when I had no reference for y'all to go back to if y'all missed the live. And I'm saying this as a joke to me, but this is how subtle this why we gotta know what we're listening to, all right? Because there's always a voice speaking, but you gotta understand that there's 5 avenues of speech that's coming to us. Again, it's the voice of reason, it's the voice of your flesh, it's the voice of your conscience, it's the voice in your mind, the mind, all right? It's the voice of the enemy, and it's the voice of God. We're probably gonna have to get into that, all right? But I say all that just to say what we need more than ever, more than anything, is spiritual awareness, because that is our original DNA. What you don't want to do in a place of transformation is embrace something that we think is a blessing when it's really a curse. And then we're not connected on the level that we need to be spiritually, and we don't even understand it, and we just run with it. We think that we're so controlled and disciplined, and we just out of control. All right, I'm done. It's 10:22. It's 10:22 because I feel like, oh God, I feel like meal prep Monday. All right. While transformation is here with us, I want us to just remember that without discipline, we can lose the momentum that we're graced for in this season. All right. We're in a season where our due portion is manifestation of the things that God has for us. So I want to encourage you, whatever life is lifing in your life right now that you feel is something that is a downward, it's a glass half empty. I want to remind you that we are in a transformation season, that we have all authority and power in the words that we speak, that we are graced with a momentum that will bring manifestation that is going to increase kingdom. We're king's kids. So when we line up in it, we have to prosper and grow. All right. So if you're in a place where you feel like what you're going through is not lined up with what you are in the momentum of doing to manifest, just know that you're in a place where God is saying, be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I'm God. If you're in a place where you see the manifestation of the things that you're desiring, make sure that you're disciplined and you're consistent in your discipline. All right? You receiving your tax money? Don't fall into the trick of your past, of your yesterday. All right? Because if you hear a year later and what you saw as a vision financially didn't manifest, wait, pause, and take a moment to hear the Spirit, the Holy Spirit that has been left here to lead, guide, and direct you, so that while you're in the momentum, you can get further in the manifestation of what God really has. Because even when it comes to that, when God gives you an overflow and an overabundance, it's for kingdom first. It's not for that purse that you wanted. I'm speaking to me. Jesus. All right? When we have, we already have. All right. So, intense discipline, consistent discipline. When it feels like you having to die to yourself, know you're in the right place. When your situations have you uncomfortable, know that you're right where you need to be, and manifestation of what it is that lines up with the desires of God, kingdom. He wants great things for us. Everything is great for you. But in that place, you got to know that manifestation is right. It's the next thing that's coming. So there is still trickery and foolishness that's trying to draw you back. Okay? So I want you to focus on that this week. All right? I will have this up today because I will stay on top of this. What holds me up are titles. That's why I'm going to start titling them so I can just put it up. All right? But I want you to stay focused, stay humble, stay positive. Be the best version of you unapologetically, because no one else can do it. And know that whatever you're going through right now, whatever bucket we're sitting in, we've got to know which way to go. And we've got to know the right voice so that we can stay in the preordained footsteps that have been predestined in this fixed fight that we already win. All right? It's never what we go through. It's how we choose to get through it. And in this transformation season, we're choosing to be consistent and intense with our discipline, our self-control, our self-awareness, and our stewardship over our own soul with joy, because that's where our strength comes. All right? I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.